Hello everyone, it's 2026 and Happy New Year. Today we're going to explore how the quality of our mind affects the quality of our life experiences and emotions. And I'm going to share 3 simple ways you can carry out a mental declutter to help you get the most out of your life this year and the years to come. My name is Deb, and welcome to Women Reinventing Midlife TV, where we aim to inspire women over 50 to thrive in a meaningful life you deeply desire and deserve. The quality of our mental processes is pretty much determined unconsciously until we begin to bring conscious and awareness to it. And if our mental noise is negative, then it needs to be tossed out. This is a great thing to do at the beginning of the year or at any time during the year, to be honest. Negative mental chatter over time brings us down. It can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. And if it's our most common mental pattern, it also affects our energy, motivation, and our ability to live our best life. Now, looking for the negative is the way we're naturally wired. It's part of our survival mechanism, but that doesn't mean we can't change it. Change, though, requires a conscious choice. And when we make that choice, the positive impact on our emotions and our life experience is really quite amazing. So, today I'm going to give you 3 helpful and powerful insights to support you in bringing conscious awareness to your mental patterns. And I'll give you tips on how to change them if they're not working in your best interest. So let's put out a journal and a pen and let us begin. So tip number 1 is to declutter negative self-talk. Becoming aware of your self-talk has to be one of the most essential self-care practices. And it's really easy to give ourselves a hard time when we make a mistake or things don't go the way that we'd like them to. Now, for years, I personally would tell myself that I was an idiot if I made a mistake. I'd laugh afterwards, but the unconscious mind doesn't know whether we're making a joke of it or not. The mind just hears the words, and saying something like that to ourselves regularly over time, we start to believe that we're an idiot or we're not capable. Once I began to explore this negative self-depreciating pattern, I realized that my aim was to say this first before anyone else had the chance to say it. And laughing made a joke of it, and it gave other people a laugh too. But the effect on my confidence was deflating. So here is my tip on this. Explore what your most used self-depreciating internal phrase is. What do you say to yourself about yourself most frequently? And for what purpose do you say that to yourself? For what purpose? It's really important to know this. And how does it make you feel in the long run? How does it play out in your life in general? Interrupt the negative pattern with a new phrase. What could you say instead that would support and nurture you instead of bring you down? Tip number 2 is to toss out taking things personally. Stop making other people's situations or behaviors about you. Now, this is a really big one, and it's still one I have to watch myself with now. Again, it's very easy to feel like a victim and wonder why people treat you so badly. It's also very easy to feel like you're the problem and think that other people's reactions are your fault. Now, sometimes you might have done or said something that if you'd done it a little differently, you might have received a very different response. But blaming yourself isn't going to help the situation at all. Only looking at it objectively will help change things. And if you're more often than not taking things personally or blaming yourself for other people's responses, then you're going to bring yourself down. You might also feel very timid, guarded, or anxious in those relationships that you're viewing this way too. So Here's my tip. Next time you take something personally or you blame yourself, ask yourself this: what am I making this mean about me? And how does that thought make me feel? Explore what else you might have missed in that situation and ask yourself, what else could this be instead? What else might be going on for my friend, my sister, my colleague, or whoever else is involved in it? And turn it around by asking yourself, how do I feel with this new understanding of the situation? And how will this change the way I view things in the future and how I feel? Tip number 3 is to declutter a pessimistic or negative view on life in general. So, do you naturally look for the negative in situations or events? There are so many good things happening around us, and yet many of us choose to focus on the negatives. And this isn't to diminish whatever you're experiencing at the moment. If you're going through a hard time, hard times are tough. And I really get this, and I really feel for you if you're going through a tough challenge or a really difficult life experience. Choosing to focus on the negatives regularly, though, leads us to have a pessimistic outlook, and that can eventually bring us down and just lead us to focus on more negative happenings. It's a perpetual cycle, and it doesn't lead us to thrive, does it? When we become aware of this and choose to move our focus to the positives, the more positives we begin to bring into our awareness. So, here is my tip for this. If you suspect you do this at all, notice where. Make a mental or a written note of how often you notice the negatives during each day. Do you naturally look for the negative in situation or events? And here's an even bigger question. If someone tells you some good news, do you somehow manage to twist it to pick out the negative in it, or even change the subject to mean something negative? Now, this is confronting, but it's not to blame yourself. It's just to bring awareness to the pattern, because once you do that, you have the power to change the programming. When you notice yourself doing this, ask yourself this question: what's the good in this situation, experience, or event? Because there is always something good that comes out of everything, and we notice it when we look for it. Another really great tip for changing this general pessimistic outlook into an optimistic one is to develop a gratitude ritual. And this is one of the simplest and powerful ways to reprogram the way you say things. You can also consciously look for the good things in life on your daily walk or daily activities, or even when you're doing your chores. As we begin this new year, make a big decision to become aware of any negative mental patterns you might have and declutter them. Choose to throw them out today and set an intention and write down that you are consciously choosing to think positively now. It really can change your life. I'd love to hear your comments. And if you found this content helpful, please remember to like the video, share it, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell for notifications so you're notified as soon as the next video comes out. Lots of love to you for an amazing year, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.